And actually, I'd like to start in standing. You're probably just comfortably seated. I think we'd start standing. And just your feet can be hip width or even a little bit broader. And the knees softly bent. So they're not straight, but there's a gentle bend in the knees. And then I invite you to sense your feet on the ground. If you can sense where your toes touch the ground, so your big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. You mightn't be able to feel them all, but we can bring our attention there. And then the ball of your foot, the arch, the heel. Remember the Achilles tendon at the back. And sense the bones moving up from your ankles into the knee, knees slightly bent. Thigh bones on either side. And then the basin of your pelvis. You can allow that to become heavy. And then from the center of the pelvis, this desire of the spine to rise up towards the sky, back of the neck is open. And your chin there's a sensed feeling as if it were parallel to the earth. And then with the knees bent, we're going to do a couple of exercises from Qigong to help activate and warm up the body. So first of all, bring both hands to the lower belly, so the thumbs are touching the navel, and one hand over the other. Usually it's the right hand to the belly, left hand on top for women. So we place the masculine side, as it were, first. And then just take a moment to sense possibly a gathering of sensations in the lower belly, just where your hands touch. Allow your breathing to go there. Sense how the abdomen moves with the inhale into your hands. And as it were, your hands into the abdomen on the exhale. And remember, we had also the breathing in the lower back. So the lower back is present. And then we're going to take the hands, and with the palms facing down, as if we were moving through water, move the hands towards the left and towards the right. Knees are bent and the body just moves, the hands leading the way, chin parallel to the ground, and no need to look down. And as if you were maybe moving across the surface of water. The sensation sometimes we have when we're at the sea and we let our hands move over the surface. So it's as if there were a slight resistance. And we're cleansing and clearing energy around us. So you might notice that your weight will shift from foot to foot. One knee might bend a little more. Just stay here with this movement, imagining you're cleansing also the waters of your being, and your hands can maybe form a figure eight as they move across this imaginary surface of water. Chin stays parallel. One knee bends more than the other possibly as your weight shifts. Feel sensation in your hands, a slight tingling, possibly. And then release. Take a moment just to stand. Your arms are still. Observe what's happened in the body, what sensations you may have. And then with the knees still bent, we're going to move from the navel where our thumbs just were over to the left and then to the right, and the hands are just, and the arms are just hanging. And as you gather momentum here, the arms will start to swing, keeping your chin parallel to the ground. Swinging from side to side, letting your arms become like the arms maybe of a rag doll, completely loose. There's nothing to do here, just let them hang loosely as you move from side to side. Keeping both feet on the ground, this contact to the earth stays. The knees will be slightly bent to facilitate the movement, which is really coming here from the navel. That's it. Super. And then release. Take a moment to sense the body now. Very subtle level. Our inner fluids are beginning to move. And then same position of the legs, feet don't move at all. We're going to bending the elbows, bringing the arms up with the palms facing forward. And then just lift your head. This is a deep, deep, deep inhale. And then on the next exhale, the elbows come in towards each other. You can make fists with your hands, soft fists with the hands. And then bring the elbows into the belly and you bend the knees a little bit more and you bow your head. So inhaling up, exhaling in towards yourself. The elbows really come together. They touch each other as you move down. Elbows touch, not wrists. See if you can do this. Elbows, yes, and go in. A deep breath, and you do this in your own breath rhythm, so it's quite a bit of combination here. To bring, when you come down, the lower arms together, elbows together, elbows in. That's it. And so what we're actually doing is really curving the spine. So we're sort of squeezing in the front body so that the spine at the back gets this wonderful, wonderful stretch. And at the same time, we're activating the core of our body. So you should feel this also in and around the navel. And then remember the fluidity you just sensed in your hands, or see if you can find the fluidity here as well, although the movement is quite different. Curving the back all the way down to the tailbone. Okay, 3 more times. And then release. Bring the right hand to the lower abdomen, the thumb in the navel, left hand on top. And just take a moment here. They say that we gather the energy here in the lower abdomen. It helps us to digest. Activates the small intestine. And then release, come to the front of your mat. So we're going to keep activating the core here and also opening up the inside of the arm, so the heart meridians here in this class today. So you can bring your feet slightly closer together, so not too wide. Again, sense the feet on the ground. And now on the inhale again, we're going to open the arms as we did. So elbows are bent, palms facing forward, and then scoop from the lower part of the shoulder blades, scoop your heart up towards the sky. And on the exhale, come down forward, head towards the knee. Crown of the head moves forward on the inhale. Exhale, right leg goes back. And then place your right knee down, ideally on your cushioning. Both arms come up. Bend the elbows. Scoop the shoulder blades under and up and lift your heart up towards the sky, and the chin moves up towards the sky. Exhaling, fingertips to the earth. Straighten the front leg and move your pelvis back. So it's not quite Ardha Hanumanasana, but we're moving the pelvis back to see how far you can go, opening the back of the thigh on the left leg. And then come forward again, lifting your arms up. Bend the elbows, scoop the shoulder blades under, lift the heart up towards the sky. On the next exhale, fingertips to the ground. Straighten the front leg. You can lift the toes off the ground if you want. So we'll do this 2 more times. Coming forward. Scooping up. And then on your exhale, come down again. Scooping up, that's it. And then both fingertips to the ground, or both hands to the ground. Front leg moves back. Sit back onto your heels, the toes are tucked under. Chin goes down, crown of the head goes down towards the earth. And then draw up through the belly button. And then come onto all fours. Excuse me. Draw up through the belly button, so you're really rounding your back as much as you can. And then go back into child's pose with the rounded back, so it feels a little bit different. Come forward onto all fours, lifting up, and then back into child's pose. So you have a round the back as possible. Forward onto all fours, back into child's pose. Onto all fours, and then release. Okay, so you're on all fours, the body is released. Tops of the feet on the ground, the right knee bends, push the foot up towards the sky, so we've had this exercise before, and then stretch the leg out as far as you can, pushing through the ball of the foot, and then lift the left arm and let the left fingertips move towards the front. On the next exhale, bring your left elbow to the right knee. So you bend the right leg, left elbow to knee, and then straighten out again on both sides. Okay, 2 more times. Left elbow to right knee and lengthen. Left elbow to right knee and lengthen. And then Release, sit back into child's pose. Turn the palms of your hands up, your knees and elbows are touching each other, and then just let your head drop down. Lengthening the back of your neck. The 3 deep breaths. And then coming up again onto all fours. Curl, you can have the tops of your feet on the ground. And then we're going to bend the left leg and push the foot up towards the sky. And then lengthen the leg through the ball of the foot, as if you were pushing the ball of your foot away from you. And notice how that activates the body all the way. Be aware that your pelvis is still sort of a sense felt parallel to the ground and not too open to one side. And then right arm comes forward. And then we're going to bring the right elbow to the left knee as we bend and curl in towards ourselves, and then lengthen out. And 2 more times. And then both hands on the ground, both knees on the ground. Move back into child's pose. Bring your elbows close to the knees, palms of the hands facing upwards, and bow your head down. 3 deep breaths here. And then from here, place your fingertips on the ground, and then the rest of the hand. Fingertips and the rest of the hand as we place the foundation to move directly back into downward facing dog. On your exhale and through the navel if you can. Keeping your knees bent first. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky and exaggerate the lift of your tailbone. And then draw the tailbone in towards you and notice how your navel activates. So we're doing this movement that we did in standing now in downward facing dog. So tailbone up towards the sky, tailbone in towards the navel. There's a gentle movement here of the pelvis. And just let your legs stretch and bend as they need to support this movement. And then release. You're in downward facing dog, your eyes are reaching forward. On the next inhale, left leg rises towards the sky. On the next exhale, left foot comes forward, right foot follows, bow down deeply. And then pressing through the feet, drawing up through the navel, roll up vertebra by vertebra into standing. Arms come up towards the sky, and on the exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to sense the body moving inside. And then on the next inhale, bending your elbows, bringing your hands to face forward. Scoop underneath your shoulders, lift your heart up towards the sky. And on the next exhale, bow down deeply, head to knee. Crown of the head forward on the inhale. Exhale, left leg moves back, left knee to the ground. The same we did on the right hand side. So we're keeping our elbows bent, palms facing forward, elbows at shoulder height. Scoop underneath the shoulder blades to open the heart up. And then the exhale will be fingertips to the ground. You straighten the front leg and just let your pelvis move back as much as it needs to have the leg straight. And then we'll do this 3 more times. Arms up, elbows bent, scoop. And then on the exhale, come down, bow down deeply. Scoop the heart up and then come down. Scoop the heart up, then come down. So we'll do this 1 more time. I don't know if my count is the same as yours. Elbows bent, scoop the heart up, fingertips to the ground, front leg goes to the back. We're on all 4s. And then lift up through the navel so you round your back as much as possible, chin into chest. And then move back onto the heels, stretching your arms forward. And then come up onto all 4s, move back. So see if you can still keep your breath rhythm, although you're in this quite different sensation of the posture. 1 more time. And then back onto all 4s. And from here, you can broaden your hands maybe a little bit out towards the side of the mat. And place the tops of your feet on the ground. And then allow the upper body to come down towards the earth. Going to reach the left arm forward and then the right leg up and back. So left arm reaches forward, right leg lifts up, and you draw through the ball of your foot. And your head stays parallel to the earth, so back of the neck parallel to the earth. And release down 2 more times. And then switch sides, right arm forward and up and left leg up. Two more times. And then release down, hands next to your chest, come up onto all 4s, and from here move back into child's pose. Make little tents with your hands. It's just your fingertips are in the ground. Draw your fingertips towards each other in the center of your palm. Lift up towards the sky. Bow your head down, release the back of your neck. And see if you can create space underneath the armpit. Couple of deep breaths here, noticing excuse me, a lengthening in your back, in the lower back. And then come up onto all 4s. Again, purposely place fingertips and then the rest of the hand, fingertips and then the rest of the hand, to build the firm basis for your downward facing dog. On the exhale, you move back. Beautiful. And then here again, we're going to play a little bit with the navel. So draw the navel in and the tailbone in towards the navel, and then the tailbone up, excuse me, up towards the sky. Tailbone in towards the navel, and then up towards the sky. And then release, your eyes are facing forward. Right leg rises on the inhale. And on the exhale, right foot forward, left foot follows, bow down deeply. And then pressing through your feet, drawing up through the navel, Let your body move up, arms up towards the sky, and then exhaling, hands together in front of your heart. On the next inhale, arms come up, bend the elbows, palms facing forward, scoop the shoulder blades under, and your neck reaches back, lengthens back. On the next exhale, coming down, head to knee, crown of the head forward on the inhale, and the right leg back on the exhale. And then place the back foot onto the ground, bend the front knee so that the knee is just above the ankle. So this is one position we did the last time. So your left hand can be to the outside or the inside of the left foot. And then bring your right hand behind the head and open your elbow now up towards the sky. So your elbow's really reaching up towards the sky. On the exhale, elbow down towards the earth, and the body will turn down. Next inhale, elbow up towards the sky. And we'll do this 2 more times. Elbow down, elbow up, strong back leg. Elbow down, elbow up. And then both hands to the earth. Turn the back foot, right knee to the ground, both arms up towards the sky, bending in the elbows, scooping underneath the shoulder blades. And then we're going to keep the arms as they are and just let the upper body turn towards the left, so towards the front leg and towards the side. Back to center, towards the side. 2 more times. Back to center, on the exhale towards the side. And then both hands to the ground, front leg goes back, hands placed firmly on the earth, and we'll go straight back into downward facing dog. So your navel is very active and alive. Your eyes come forward, left leg rises to touch the sky. On the exhale, left knee towards the navel, foot forward towards the front, right leg follows, bow down deeply, and then pressing through the feet, allow the body to rise up through the navel, arms come up to touch the sky, and on the exhale, both hands in front of your heart. Next inhale, arms come up, bend the elbows, scoop underneath the shoulder blades, lift the heart up towards the sky. Next exhale, bow down deeply, head to knee. Crown of the head comes forward on the inhale, left leg goes back on the exhale, and then place the left foot on the ground. So the toes are facing slightly forward and to the side. Now you can always use your block, hand on the inside or the outside of the right foot. Your left hand moves behind your head, touching the occipital ridge here. And then you can move between opening the elbow up towards the sky and the chest will turn towards the left. And then closing again, your eyes face down, your elbow moves down. Just observe here what happens when you open up. Sense the outside edge of the back foot, the whole length of the leg. Okay, one last time. And then placing both hands to the ground, turn the left foot, place the left knee down onto the ground, reaching both arms up towards the sky, bending your elbows, scoop underneath the shoulder blades. And now with the hands in the same position, On the exhale, move over the front leg towards the right, and then back to center. 2 more times. The inhale will bring you back to center, and the exhale will facilitate the movement and the twist over to the right. Okay, maybe one more time. And then both hands to the ground, front leg comes back, and then move back into child's pose, so onto the tops of your feet. And if you have your blocks there, just place your blocks in front of you. If you don't have blocks, it doesn't really matter. But if you do, we're just going to give an extra lift to the arms. So placing your blocks there in front of you, bowing your head, your hands are on the blocks, and you create space underneath the armpits. These wonderful energetic lines that activate the qualities of the heart and the pericardium as well. Allowing your breath to flow freely. Allowing the breath also to move into the back, the lower back, always creating space. And space equals freedom. Freedom for the chi, the prana, the life force energy to move through. And then if your hands were on the blocks, we'll place them to the side, come back onto all fours. And now we'll allow the body to move down. So we're going to move up through the navel, so curling and then unfurling navel to the ground, rest of body down to the ground. And then lift up the right leg and move it back, lift up the left leg and move it back. We create space underneath the lower back. Draw your hands back until they're in one line with your chest. And then dial the elbows in towards you. And on the next inhale, with strong legs, move up into cobra. And this, remember the shoulder blades lifting the heart up. And then on the next exhale, move down. Get to 2 more times. So a very gentle, watery-like, free cobra movement. Like our bodies to be elastic. And then after the 3rd time, we'll come up onto all fours, back into downward facing, back into child's pose, onto all fours, and back into downward facing dog. Onto all fours, child's pose, all fours, downward facing dog. So you know the breath rhythm here. One more time. Inhaling onto all fours, exhale, child's pose. Inhale all fours, exhale, downward facing dog. Your eyes looking forward, right leg rises to touch the sky. Right knee into navel, right foot forward. Left leg follows. Bow down deeply. And then pressing through the feet, allow the body to roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Arms coming up naturally to touch the sky. And we draw the sky down into the heart, hands in front of the heart. And then move out. Take one big step back. Keeping both feet parallel to one another. Arms will come up by our side, so elbows shoulder height, palms facing forward. And then inhale, scoop the heart up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your elbows in to touch, your lower arms to touch, and then bring the elbows in towards the navel. So this is a very broad stance of what we did at the very beginning. You open up, lower arms touch, elbows touch. Knees will bend slightly as your arms come in towards the navel. 2 more times. And then arms out towards the side, reaching out through the fingertips. On the exhale, bring your hands behind you to interlace the fingers behind your back. Your legs will straighten, your heart reaches up towards the sky, and on the exhale, bow forward until your upper body is parallel to the earth. And if you can, lift the arms up towards the sky. And then if you can, bow down a little bit deeper. The arms come up and over the head and towards the ground behind. Stay here for 3 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, drawing the hands up towards the sky, the rest of the body will lift all the way. Arms out towards your side. Lift the palms up towards the sky. Heart lifts up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands towards your hips, hands on the hips. Bring your the heels in towards you, so your toes are facing out. Bend your knees deeply. Okay, come down a little bit more. I know it's challenging. And then put your hands on the inside, just behind your knee, fingertips facing the inside of your thigh. Exactly. And see if you can, if your buttocks are moving back, see if you can bring them forward so you're really sitting down deeply. Okay, a little bit more. Big inhale here. On the exhale, push into the right hand and move over with your head towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale towards the other side. Inhale back to center. This time with the sound, we'll go shh. Inhale back to center and shh. One more time each side. Stay here. Shh. And then come back to center. Straighten your legs. Straighten your feet until they're parallel. Let the upper body move down towards the sky. You can, towards the earth, you can touch your fingertips to the ground. Release the back of the head, the back of your legs. And then pushing through both feet, come up to a standing position. And then bring your feet together. A frog in my throat this morning. Now we're going to do a balancing pose, so your eyes are facing forward. You find a point in front of you that you can focus on, and then lift your right knee up. Hold the right knee with the right hand, and then move the knee out towards the left, just as far as you can. You can bring your left hand, if you want, to your hip, and then back to center, and then out again, and then back to center. Stay here for a moment. Grasp the shin. Oops. Bring the leg in towards you, the knee as high as you can. And then release down. Okay, and then shake it out. You're going to do it on the other side as well. So balancing is really, really great for our inner focus. So don't give up. If you notice that you're getting wobbly, just try again. Okay, so we bring the left knee up, holding the knee first, and then bringing it out towards the side, as if you were playing. Don't take it too seriously. Notice also if you're clenching your jaw, just open your mouth, release the jaw out to the side, to center, and then grasp the shin if you can, and just bring the knee as high as possible. Okay, don't give up, as high as possible. Okay, and then if you fall, you can sort of laugh at yourself and just shake it out. It's not that serious, but it's really, really good. We're going to try one more balancing posture here. So we've been working on the hips, not necessarily so much on the opening in this series, but we did a little bit of that in the last class. So eyes focus forward. You're going to grasp the right ankle and bring the foot in towards you for Vriksasana, the tree pose. And you press the foot in towards the thigh and the thigh in towards the foot. And then you can bring your arms up if you wish. The option here is to keep the foot on the ground or against the shin. Remember, never against the knee, because the joints don't like this pressure from the side, or against the thigh. And just stay here as long as you can. And then release down, shake out the standing leg, okay, which is now completely energized, and we'll do the other side. So you could even, if you want to, if you have a wall, you could just place one hand on the wall just to get the action of the legs in place. Okay, so we'll do the other side. And then you can use your hands to balance. You could imagine your hands are touching a wall on either side. So this often helps the mind to balance. And then if you can, arms up towards the sky. Okay, and be kind to yourself. And then release down. You can stretch out both legs. Wobble out both legs. And from here we're going to come down into a squat. Right, so you know, navel goes down, tailbone goes down, all the way. Take a moment here. You can lift up your heels if it's difficult to bring them down to the earth. Okay, some people can't do that physically. And then if you can, your hands in front of your heart. Bow your head down, open up the back of your neck. At the same time, there's a very gentle activation in the pelvic floor. So you have the sensation that the pelvic floor is moving up, just as a jellyfish would move up through its center. So that same sort of sensation, very subtle. Great to tone pelvic floor. And then on the exhale, sit down. We're going to stretch our legs out in front of us. Bring your hands underneath the buttocks to release the flesh out towards the side. You also choose to slightly elevate your hips by sitting on the edge of a cushion or a blanket. And then draw your toes towards you. See if you can focus on the outside edge of the little toe. If that edge can move towards you. And then both arms up towards the sky. On the inhale, bend your elbows. Lift your heart up towards the sky. Same movement we had before. And then elbows in to touch, lower arms to touch, and then bow down in towards the navel. 2 more times. Opening up, drawing in. Opening up, drawing in. Opening up, and now we're going to reach the fingertips up towards the sky, straighten the arms, scooping the shoulder blades under, and on the next exhale, move the upper body forward, the fingertips reaching forward without touching anything, just experiencing this long, long, long stretch. And then next inhale, reaching up towards the sky. On the exhale, reach forward over the toes as far as you can. One more time, lifting up, exhaling forward, and then release your hands down, your arms down, and just see where the best place is for you to bow your head and to take a moment here to allow gravity to move the body down. Beautiful way to open the back of the legs, to create space between each vertebra of the spine. Your back can be really, really rounded, so there's no need to stretch or to want to reach forward. We can just round our backs here. And then on the next inhale, coming up to seated, take a moment to observe. And then place your feet on the ground, knees are bent, arms will reach forward, and then we're going to roll over the sacrum, roll over the pelvis until we realize, okay, that's the top edge of the pelvis, and then come back again. So we're curling the body and we're just massaging the sacrum all the way to the top of the pelvis, and then coming back forward again. Super. And if you can do the same movement with the elbows out, then try that. It requires a little bit more core activation, as it were. Coming forward and back, so rocking. The body loves this rocking repetitive movement because it gives it time to settle in and to activate the most efficient way possible to move. One last time. And then on the next exhale, just let the whole body curl down towards the ground. Keeping your knees bent, you might want to bring your feet closer towards you. See if you can touch your heels with the tips of your middle finger. Roll your shoulder blades under. And then on the next inhale, lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Just as far as you can. See if you can reach the very, very top of the thoracic spine. And then on the exhale, just release the thoracic spine down, vertebra by vertebra. So the navel will go in towards the spine. And then when you've laid down the last floating rib, just lay your pelvis down. So we're not going to roll down the lower back. And try this 2 more times. So press your lower ribs in. The lower back will lift off. And then curl up the thoracic spine as far as you can. And then roll it down again. So we're trying not to place the vertebra of the lower back, the lumbar vertebra on the ground, but we're really trying to see if we can get into the thoracic spine. And then release. Bring your elbows out shoulder height, your palms facing up, and so you have sort of a candelabra shape in your arms. And then allow both knees to tumble over towards the right, one knee next to the other, so not touching, and your head to move over towards the left. In your next inhale, knees back to center, head back to center, and then let the knees tumble over to the left, head to the right. And then I invite you to do this movement with a little bit of dynamism, as it were, so within the breath. So you're observing how your feet roll over the ground as the knees move from one side to the other, and how your head naturally wants to move in the opposite direction of the knee. A certain movement the body finds the most effective. Allow yourself to move here from side to side. And coming back to center, so your knees stay up. Bring your right knee in towards you. Grasp the shin as we did in standing. Stretch the left leg out. You can place the left leg on the ground. A couple of deep breaths here in Apanasana, which allows Apanavayu, the energy of the wind, to move down. And then release the foot. Bring your left knee in towards you, grasp the shin, and then lengthen your right leg out onto the ground. If you sense any sensitivity here in your groin, you can use Ujjayi Pranayama, so the ocean breath, the breath that makes a sound, to direct your breath into the tight places. Place the left foot back onto the ground. Stretch your legs out, your arms out, and then let your head move gently from side to side. Observe, even if you have your eyes closed, if your head moves to the right, your eyes will naturally want to move towards the left. even though the eyes are closed, they sort of want to roll in the opposite direction of the direction of the head. Then grab your blanket. I hope it's close by so you don't have to get up. If you do have to get up, then just get up over one side, grab your blanket, cover yourself as we get ready for Shavasana, the final relaxation. Allowing your whole body to rest on the ground. Your legs are not touching, but they're wide. Your arms are wide out to the side. Notice how your breath will quieten as your nervous system relaxes, as your body becomes heavier and heavier and gives up any resistance to gravity. Allow your toes to relax, the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, your ankles, the whole of the foot. Release your calves and your shins. Allow your knees to become soft and joyous. Release the heavy thigh bones down. And space in your hip joints. Your pelvis melts out towards the side. All the organs it contains, swimming in their wonderful fluids, become heavy and sink towards the ground. Observe how the abdomen gently moves upwards on the inhale and moves in towards itself on the exhale. Lower back relaxes, upper back, your shoulder blades. The ribs as well are playing with the wonderful inhale that opens them, opens the lungs, lets the heart shine forth. And on the exhale, they move in towards each other. The lungs hug the heart, only to open up again. This wonderful pulsation of creation inside of you. Your shoulders relax, the upper arms, the elbows, lower arms, the backs of your hands, your fingers, the palms of your hands becoming soft and warm and receptive. Release the back of your neck, your throat, your lips. Allow your tongue to settle down into its roots. And the upper palate moves back through the back of the head into the earth. Relax your ears. nostrils, your nose, eyelids, like rose petals gently covering the eyes. Swim and release into their own waters. Relax your eyebrows, brow, forehead, your scalp. The whole body is relaxed and the whole body is in peace. Drop off body and mind and step into the secret self. Drop off body and mind and step into the secret self. And then very gently come back again. Sense your body lying on the ground. Take a deep, deep, deep breath. You can start stretching and yawning and maybe making a sound here to welcome again this new day. Stretch your arms, your legs, anything that does you good. If you yawn, make a sound. It's very good for our nervous system as well if we allow ourselves to make sounds. And then roll over one side and come up to seated. Interlacing our fingers, we'll bring both hands on top of our hearts. Cherish the fruits of our practice, this inner silent sense of centeredness, possibly. Create for ourselves, and we can at any moment create this experienced time. And bow your head down to the wisdom of your heart and your heart to the Mother Earth.